All right, everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Guy Panic podcast. So today, big news the past week. The government of Syria has fallen. Bashar al-Assad is gone. He fled the state. He fled the country. He fled to Moscow, where he will be nothing but a house guest, or he's just gonna crash on Putin's like couch for the next several dozen, I don't know, however long he has left to live in his life before he gets assassinated for being annoying. Yeah, crazy, right? Because, you know, if you've even understood that there's a civil war going on in Syria, you'd imagine that shit's been going on for years, and it has been going on for over a decade. All right, but somehow last week, apparently, I guess the straw broke the camel's back, and enough people in Assad's government just defected and just stopped supporting him and let the rebels take Damascus and Aleppo. There was, you know, all sorts of celebrations and guys shooting guns in the air and videos. You can see videos of people breaking people out of horrifying nightmare rape dungeons that his government had set up. Just political prisoners who haven't been outside of said prison for like 20 years, who don't know what cell phones are. It's interesting. It's funny. It's wild times. As far as I know, there isn't much in the way of Russian presence there at the moment. Maybe a couple of their weird little bases around. But right now, the real big problem is that the several groups of Syrian militias are going to have to figure out how they're going to form a government or not. While at the same time, for cool and epic reasons, both Turkey and Israel have started invading several areas in Syria's traditional borders. Now, both Turkey and Israel have condemned each other of doing this, which is very funny. And at the same time, there's also Rojava, you know, where all those Kurds are. And I don't know what the hell is coming up. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. This is history in the making, folks. Okay. No goddamn clue. Personally, what I'd like is either we have two new states form out of it, something for the Syrian majority and something for the Kurds to finally have a country they can call their own. You know, they've been fighting there forever. Or a one state with the Kurds having some sort of autonomous state. Just something where something for the Kurds, man. Look at them; they've been doing this shit forever. Let them have that. But you know, Israel is probably gonna take some land out of this political turmoil because you know that's what they do, and same goes for Turkey. So that stinks. But I don't think either country has the chops to really just take over anything too crazy, you know? But yeah, one less dictator in the world. Ain't that neat? It's pretty cool. Assad, he was a bad guy. He gassed his own citizens. And again, there's just nothing but proof of his horrible political prisons. The only people who are upset that he's gone now are like mega overly online tankies and campists, right? So if your name's Jackson Hinkle or the Twitter squirrel, you might be upset, but I don't think most people have anything to really be sad about for this. Or if you're like a Russian state operative, you might be upset too. And you know what's funny is that the main leader of the Syrian militias, who has gotten all this news coverage, right? Abu Muhammad al-Julani, he sort of looks like Zelensky if he had a big beard. It's kind of funny. But yeah, other funny things that happen with this is that apparently the people in the Syrian embassy in Moscow, where Assad is not at, because he isn't at Syrian land now, have been taunting him and showing off the new flag they have. And don't worry, folks, we'll have some other flag talk too. Anyway, so that's pretty crazy. We'll see how that pans out. In other news, they found the guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. They found the CEO shooter. His name is Luigi Mangione, so he's a goddamn wop. He's some weird Italian guy with a long online presence, and that's the fun part, folks. That's the cool part about every future psychopath, every future shooter of some kind, is that they now have years and years of posting we can look at. And this guy was a poster. His Twitter account, which is now blocked, unfortunately, had a picture, his banner, right? This picture was his face. His banner was great because it had the Pokemon Breloom, you know, that little like mushroom velociraptor, and then him like shirtless in like a jungle somewhere, a forest, being buff. The guy's a complete politically incoherent nut job, which is how they all are, right? He wasn't some epic leftist, because if he was, he would never have gone outside to do anything, let alone shoot a person, right? He wasn't like some right-wing weirdo, because those guys only ever get into gunfights when they don't pay taxes. This guy decided for some weird reason that he's gonna take out a healthcare CEO, probably out of more personal grudge reasons, because he also had like also on that banner on his profile pic was an x-ray of like a completely f***ed up shoulder or back, which I assume is his. So yeah, I think he just had horrible back pain. He couldn't afford to fix it, so he went ahead and got revenge for some reason. Some people still don't believe this is the actual guy. I think there's, at least from the authorities, evidence saying that it is him, right? Like he has fingerprints on things. He had the same fake ID that the guy in New York showed the hotel. Yeah, but like, okay, the actual form of him being arrested is crazy, okay? Because listen, apparently this was in the middle of Pennsylvania, right? The guy fled New York, which is so funny that the guy just was able to leave the world's most populated city and evade the world's most well-funded police force and just leave. That's how fucking competent the NYPD is, okay? God damn it. Anyways, so yeah, he left the state of New York. He went to Pennsylvania, and he was halfway across it, right? He got, I don't know, he probably got on a bus of some kind. And then I guess one morning he was like, I'm hungry, let's go to McDonald's. So he went to McDonald's and to have breakfast. And then somebody there, some boomer, some silent, no, not even a boomer, some silent generation guy, a guy who's like 70 something, was like, that man looks like the guy in the news who shot that poor healthcare CEO fella. And then called the cops. And then the cops just magically managed to find the guy they need to look for. The needle in the storm of needles. They found him. That's insane. First off, okay, so when it first dropped, people were like confused because like he had like 4 fake IDs, and the news headlines were like, that's why he got arrested. People were confused because like, who, when the hell do you show your ID to McDonald's, right? What? He was getting carded. He asked for booze there, and like, oh yeah, we got that, but we gotta see your ID first. No, I think he was okay. I think some old person's dementia finally really kicked in because he managed to say it's that guy, and it was that guy. I have no clue how, because I've seen every picture they've shown of the guy supposedly from cameras. And from those pictures, you cannot tell that these pictures look like that guy. You can't. You really can't. Right? It's insane. He doesn't look anything like him. One of the pictures they have of him with the mask on, his eyebrow, there's like a big gap between his eyebrows. Pictures of him now, he has a goddamn unibrow. You don't just grow eyebrow hair that fast. Another picture is just him with like his mask down and he's smiling, but you can't see his eyes. You can't see his straight picture of profile of his face, right? You can't do that. So what probably happened, and I'm serious about this, is that the cops probably just used their evil, secret, illegal way of finding people to get them. That's what happened. 100%. There's no other way. There's no other way. I mean, like, okay, I don't believe that some stupid silent generation guy just found them and said, oh, that's him. And they got him. No. They had some other way of finding him. There's no way. I mean, that's even if this is the guy. And I'll believe the authorities that it's the guy, right? Because I have no other choice but to. But at the same time, if you were to genuinely ask me, do you think this is the same guy as these guys in the pictures? I'd say no. Don't get me wrong. He's a weirdo online, and he has all these. He has like a manifesto that they released. But it's just still hard to understand that. And also, of course, the guy who found him at McDonald's is not going to get the bounty for some weird reason. It's, of course, not get the $60,000 bounty they had for him. That was just weird, though. He had like a ghost gun and wrote those things in the bullets. And like, I don't know, I could be conspiratorial about this. Just say that the cops are just going to frame a random guy who already was like a loner with a weird gun. And just the real killer is like actually evaded all of them. What's also funny, people were pointing out earlier that like Brian Thompson, the guy he shot, the CEO, the millionaire CEO, right, is from a poorer background personally than Luigi Mangione, who's like an Ivy League school guy, right? He's like 26, by the way. And it's like they're both class traitors. Oh, that's weird. God damn it. And by the way, we have now settled the debate on if Italians are white or not, right? Because the cops didn't just immediately shoot this guy when they found him. If he wasn't white, he would have just shot him. God damn it. Now it's going to go to trial, and the trial is going to be stupid. It's going to be like, okay, so we have all this evidence that it's you. Jury, what do you think? And the jury, ugh, I don't like this. This is going to be awful. They're going to get the jury full of like elderly people, elderly women who who literally would be like, I don't think we should have killed Hitler. We should have arrested him and put him on trial. They would just say like, okay, this guy was really rude and did a rude thing. This is bad. Instead of like, oh, this guy, the healthcare industry is awful. I'm not saying that like killing the guy was like ever effective and it's not a right thing to do. You shouldn't kill people. But like in the grand scheme of things, if there ever were to be a person who I would not care about if they got shot, it would be a healthcare CEO, because I don't care what happened to those people. The worst thing on the planet could happen to them. I would not give a single shit. So yeah, they got him somehow. Weird. Anyways, in other funny, stupid news, so apparently, okay, so you know who the Hawk Tuah woman is? Haley Welch. You know, she got real big last summer because she made a blowjob joke on TikTok, or no, some other guy found her on like a street to do his stupid TikTok video stuff, and he's like, make a blowjob joke, and she goes, Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing, and everyone thought it was really funny. It's really heckin' funny, guys. And then she became a massive celebrity afterwards with millions of dollars. Again, don't blame her. Go for it. Go nuts. Good job. So last week, influencer Haley Welch, Hawk Tuah woman, launched a meme coin, a meme cryptocurrency, which apparently massively rug pulled countless people. You know, it's a massive rug pull, pump and dump scheme. Essentially, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how the mechanics of this operated, but like, you put out a cryptocurrency, it's at whatever value it's at because of purely hype, which is why I don't like cryptocurrencies, and you should never buy it into that stuff. But okay, there's massive hype for this cryptocurrency because it was the epic Hawk Tuah Twitter cryptocurrency. And like 1 billion people bought into it. And then that same day, whoever held the massive majority of the coin then sold all of it when it was at its highest price. And everyone who still had any of it, it was now essentially worthless. A 90% drop in just a couple hours. And it's basically a rug pull. Let's see here. People say, there are so many dumb people here being like, I'm a massive fan of Hawk Tuah, but you took my life savings. Now, of course, Haley herself was like, we haven't sold a single token. And they had a bunch of like weird Twitter spaces, which by the way, Twitter spaces are stupid, man. Oh, they suck. It's just like, we're gonna have a gigantic epic Discord call or Zoom chat where only 6 people can talk and they all sound like goddamn morons. And by the way, it was that Zoom call was just people like getting angry at her and the team. She was there. She didn't talk much. There was like this other guy who sounded like he was like actively sick, the gross fat dude was doing most of the talking for her, and he was just yelling at people to like shut up and telling them it wasn't a scam and that they're the ones who were being irrational. And then the funniest thing, look this clip up if you can. She like had to leave and then she spoke. And I don't believe it was her. It sounds like a small southern child, right? Like if a squirrel could speak, that's what it sounded like. And it doesn't sound like what she normally sounds like, dude. She's like, "Hey y'all, I'm gonna take a break now. See ya." And it sounds like an AI, which makes me imagine that this chick probably had nothing to do with this AI crypto rug pull crap, and just had other people do it for her. But then when this happened, she's like, okay, get someone in there to look like me. Use this epic voice AI thing to make you sound like me, or to produce text-to-speech sounds like me. Go. Anyways, some crypto sleuth named CoffeeZilla put up a takedown video of it, so watch that if you want more information. I just think it's really funny how the Hawk Tuah lady had a cryptocurrency that just completely and totally ruined everyone who bought into it. Good job. All right. Next story. Alex Jones keeps Infowars for now after judge rejects The Onion's winning auction bid. So if you didn't know, a while ago, so Alex Jones is like super bankrupt now, right? He got sued to hell and back for Sandy Hook, justifiably. His life is ruined because he ruined the lives of several parents and just essentially is responsible for half the like crazed neo-Nazi alt-right hysteria that this country has right now. So good. He should be broke and penniless and miserable for the rest of his life. I don't care if he's funny. That's cool. He still should suffer. Anyways, so yeah, he's broke. And his website, Infowars, his famous website where he did all of his stuff, was gonna be auctioned. It was at an auction and was gonna be bought by The Onion. Now, The Onion, if you don't know, which would be crazy if you don't know what The Onion is and you're online, but The Onion is the satirical news website that has it's just funny. It's just always been funny. There's so many, not even just the website and the articles, which are great. Just look up The Onion's YouTube videos. A lot of them are pretty old. They made some new ones, even some for the election recently. They're all gold. They're all raw goddamn gold. They're great. Look that up. It's great independent comedic media. Okay, look it up. Now, conservatives hate The Onion because The Onion is nominally a progressive comedic platform that makes fun of conservative ideas, to the point where conservatives made their own stupid soy version of The Onion called Babylon Bee, which is like 9,000 times less funny, or just not even like categorically funny in the first place. It's just them. It's just a website for conservatives to like get angry about things and post unfunny, overly long titles and headlines. It's not good. Anyway, so they're gonna buy Infowars, and could you imagine what The Onion could do with Infowars? That sounds awesome. Just anything, just goddamn anything. It'd be great. But unfortunately, a federal Texas judge rejected the auction sale, saying that the bidding was flawed and that the amount of money the auction would have gone to the Sandy Hook families was flawed as well. Which, if that's true, that's an okay reason to stop the sale. But at the moment, yeah, the dude had to pay 1.5. Okay, yeah. The decision late Tuesday night is a victory for Jones, whose Infowars site was up for sale as part of his bankruptcy case in the wake of a nearly $1.5 billion that courts have ordered him to pay over falsely calling one of the deadliest school shootings in United States history a hoax. But ironically enough, the family of Sandy Hook victims had backed The Onion's bid, because of course you would. If you want the ultimate thing that would just be the biggest middle finger to Alex Jones is if his precious stupid goddamn website, the one where him and other dipshits like Paul Joseph Watson have been spewing crap for years, is if that was bought up by a progressive comedy group that then just made fun of him for the rest of eternity. That'd be awesome. Following a 2-day hearing in Houston, the U.S. bankruptcy judge Christopher Lopez said he would not approve the sale, while citing concerns about transparency in the auction. That clears the way for Jones to keep, at least for now, Infowars, which is headquartered in Austin, Texas. The Onion had planned to kick Jones out and launch Infowars in January as a parody. Lopez cited problems but no wrongdoing with the auction process. He said he did not think that those involved in the auction acted in bad faith and that everyone put their best foot forward. Okay, so it's like a failed auction then? By the way, the Onion bought the website for $1.75 million. That's a lot of money to me, but like for a historically important news website or conspiracy news website that had a hand in causing Trump to get elected twice. That's pretty crazy, honestly. That's crazy low price. Now, of course, Jones, who did not attend the auction proceedings, went on Infowars on Tuesday. Okay. The fact that like the court hasn't ordered him to never post anything ever again is stupid. Just I want like someone to just make sure he never goes online ever again, right? He's gonna do this shit again. That's why he makes money. Anyways, he was on a show and he said that the auction was ridiculous and fraudulent and celebrated judges' rulings. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, I'm not sure that means that the Onion cannot buy it at all in the future. It would suck if they really couldn't. But yeah, get him off his stupid website. Get him off the goddamn internet. Exile him. He's no longer funny. He just sucks now. Alright, more news. Making a $1 billion investment in the US, Trump pledges expedited permits. But there are hurdles. President-elect Donald Trump is promising expedited federal permits for energy projects and other construction worth more than $1 billion. But like other Trump plans, the idea is likely to run into regulatory and legislative hurdles, including a landmark law that requires federal agencies to consider the environmental impact before deciding on major projects. So okay, this could actually get into some topics of a video I may or may not be planning on making in the future, but a lot of people have this like misconception where they think that the president can just say, okay, companies, you will now drill more oil. And that's not the case. We do not have a nationalized oil industry in the United States. All the oil and methane gas we mine in the country is done so through private enterprise and sold through private enterprise, if the only differences being like how much are the federal government gonna like tax and monitor the industry, right? And the president can encourage more, mining and fracking and pumping and such, right? By, limiting those taxes and those regulations, right? But like for the most part, most of the stuff goes on in state-owned lands, not federal lands, state-owned lands. So like the state of Texas and Pennsylvania, both states are fracking headquarters in the United States, and both will basically tell anyone anywhere, go ahead, frack in that school playground, go nuts, we don't care, because they don't have morals, but it's whatever. Or on private property, there is very, I think it's literally like less than 10% of any of this stuff happens on federal land, right? But if they wanted to mine on federal land, they'd have to get permission from the federal government, which comes from the president. And Trump says, yeah, if you want to do energy stuff on federal land, if it's over $1 billion, it's just you're just gonna be allowed to instantly, which is not how that's gonna work. By the way, okay, it's really funny how Trump only posts this stuff at first on his own website and then to Twitter. He doesn't. It still goes on Twitter eventually, but that's not where he like personally has it posted first. It goes on Truth Social. Even though Elon spent millions of dollars and like tons of his own time getting that dipshit elected, he still won't only use his Twitter. He still won't only use Twitter for his media stuff. He still uses Truth Social, which is really funny. Yeah, in a post on his Truth Social site on Tuesday, Trump said anyone making $1 billion investment in the United States will receive fully expedited approvals and permits, including, but no way limited to, all environmental approvals, right? So he's basically going to say that, yeah, for anything on federal land, the EPA will say yes to anything. We don't care anymore. Just get more oil. Yeah. While Trump did not specify who would be eligible for accelerated approvals, dozens of energy projects proposed nationwide, from natural gas pipelines and export terminals to solar farms and offshore wind turbines, meet the billion-dollar criteria. Environmental groups slammed the proposal, calling it illegal on its face and a clear violation of the National Environmental Policy Act, a 54-year-old law that requires federal agencies to study the potential environment impact of proposed actions and consider alternatives. Energy analyst Kevin Book said Trump's post showed his usual flair for showmanship, but said there was a real concern underlying it, a bipartisan push for permit reform to speed up major environmental projects that now takes years to win approval. Permitting delays are an impediment in many sectors, including energy, and there are multi-billion-dollar investments waiting for permitting reform, Book said. A bipartisan plan championed by Senate Energy Committee Chairman Joe Manchin, who should not be the Senate Energy Committee Chairman. Joe Manchin and Senator John Barrasso, the committee's top Republican. So two Republicans, basically, because Joe Manchin is not a Democrat, man, anymore. God damn it. Would speed up permitting for major energy and mineral projects, but its chances are uncertain in the final few weeks of the current Congress. Their plan would boost energy projects of all types, bringing down prices, creating domestic jobs, and allowing the U.S. to continue as global energy leader. Barrasso and Manchin say what they say: price changes are not guaranteed by legislation in the United States. We don't fix prices. Prices are still beholden to the market. Critics say the bill would open major expanses of public lands and waters for oil and gas drilling and gut executive and judicial review, which I don't like. Oh, it's getting rid of the evil bureaucracy. Ooh, screw you. Checking off wish lists for oil, gas, and mining companies is not permitting reform, said Representative Raul Grijalva of Arizona, the top Democrat on the House Natural Resources Committee. He called the bill a dirty deal that would exempt some oil and gas drilling projects from a federal review and let mining companies dump even more toxic waste on our public lands. So, yeah, expect in the near future that literally every single natural resource in the country will be torn open, asunder, and exploited instantly. So, yeah, Trump wants to make it like open season for projects in the United States to get more natural resources out, which, if you understand how the United States deals with, especially oil, that won't make it cheaper, and that won't do much, right? That will actually, honest to God, ooh, okay, yeah. I think my next video is going to involve this stuff. It is, okay, just understand this, okay? When the president says we're going to drill more oil, the president says we're going to drill more oil, understand it does not mean your gas prices are going to be cheaper. It is not involved. All right, next. Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, however you want to say it. Notre Dame is the football team. Reopening celebrated its savior as much as the cathedral's resurrection from fire. So remember, like, several years ago when the Notre Dame was caught on fucking fire when it was doing like some like weird maintenance work? Yeah, I do. But now it's fully open. Huzzah! It's been refurbished and fixed. And it's got reopened, and Trump was there along with Joe Biden. I guess Joe Biden likes Trump now. I mean, they were always friends, to be real here. Yeah, they managed to fix the entire cathedral in just 5 years, right? From, you know, a lot of money was poured into it, both national and international money, because, you know, people like this. It's an important landmark culturally. Now what's funny, to me at least, was that like okay. When the Notre Dame first caught on fire, that was like the peak of like chud alt-right Europeans, right? It's not the case anymore. And now Europeans are either just Nazis or not. But back then, there was like the alt-right and the rational, classical liberal or classical libertarians, right? Online, think of like Sargon of Akkad or some shit, right? They were big online. What was this? This was like 2019, 2018, whatever. And the goddamn cathedral caught on fire during much of construction work. And at the time, they all said this was an intentional attack. It was intentionally burned by evil brown Muslim migrants. Can you imagine a French construction worker ever not smoking? I think they smoke more than they breathe. Okay? That guy was probably smoking, right? Excited for his upcoming 3-hour cigarette and mistress break. He saw a mime walking past the cathedral. He wanted to go yell a racial slur at the mime, but then a cigarette fell out of his mouth and then caught the cathedral on fire. Yeah. And then there's like a million chuds going, why can't they make buildings like this anymore? They just rebuilt the cathedral. And it's like, I don't want every building to be a goddamn cathedral, okay? I like, hard architectural autism take, okay? I sort of like the brutalism stuff. I prefer the brutalism stuff to like the generic American shitty building look we have anyways, right? I like big concrete and glass, but like not too much glass, just for the windows. And then the interiors can be super cozy, like in the 70s and 60s. Those were cool buildings. I like those buildings. We should build those. We shouldn't make everything into a goddamn cathedral. Are you kidding me? I don't even like Gothic architecture that much. I think it's kind of boring. It's very embellished. Good job. But for the most part, it's just like, just a bit too much for my taste, honestly. All right. Okay. Next story. China bans export of critical minerals to U.S. as trade tensions escalate. So China on Tuesday banned exports to the United States of critical minerals, gallium, germanium, and antimony that have widespread military applications, escalating trade tensions the day after Washington's latest crackdown on China's chip sector. The day before this, America decided to stop importing certain microchip suppliers from China, or companies that, use Chinese microchips. And then now China is going to say, okay, well, if you don't want our microchips, we're not going to sell you our very important and epic minerals, right? The curb strengthened enforcement of existing limits on critical minerals exports that Beijing began rolling out last year, but applied to the U.S. market in the latest escalation of trade tensions between the two largest economies ahead of President Donald Trump taking office next month. A Chinese Commerce Ministry directive on dual-use items of both the military and civilian applications said national security concerns. The order, which takes immediate effect, also requires stricter review of end usage of graphite items shipped to the US. So yeah, the details go on, but for the most part, it's just like more trade war garbage, but like for ever increasingly valuable minerals we require for the development of important national security technology. Really cool, and I bet you Trump won't, continue to escalate this, but it should be said that Biden also is escalating it. I mean, he's doing that ban there. Personally, I think everyone should get along, and it's just, I don't like the trade war stuff. It's kind of annoying. I think that we should maybe just chill, all right? Oh, Chinese spy balloons. Oh, Chinese blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? We are economically tied. We literally can't, like, we have economic mutually assured destruction, all right? This is probably just really advanced posturing more than anything else. Anyways, you know how I usually have some sort of epic segment where I talk about states and their weird news stories? Today, I want to talk about something a bit more important involving a state. So, the Illinois State Flag Commission has selected 10 finalists for the State Flag Redesign Contest. Voting will be held in January for the public. And there's several designs that have made the cut after 5,000 entries. Now, all of these I hate. I hate more than life itself. We're going to talk about each and every one. And I'll say this much. The modern trend of like stupid state redesigning flags that happened with Utah. And what was it? Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota is awful. Alright? I like the cool seals and crests states have over blue. If you want, go watch a YouTube video by the channel Pre-Modernist, where he discusses the origins of essentially every single flag and why those origins are probably way more culturally significant than any of the garbage drivel you see hoisted by so-called vexillologists, alright? Anyways, let's go off these designs. So, we have design 4669. So, it's a blue left side that's like weirdly kind of like 60% of the flag's entire space there. Okay, with a 6-pointed star, which is like unusual. Usually it's a 5-point star for US stuff. The letter I in white negative space, and then 21 stripes. Okay, so the meaning behind the flag. I don't care about the relationship. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about the meaning behind the flag itself. So yeah, 21 red stripes represent Illinois as the state of the Union, 21st state of the Union. The blue field 6-pointed white star represents Chicago. Negative space between the blue and white fields form the shape of an eye to represent Illinois. I hate this. This looks like Texas's flag. It's like a really, really like messed up idea of a tricolor. No. Not doing this one. Okay, next one. The state butterfly, the monarch, is the focal point of the flag. That includes 21 stars for Illinois being the 21st state. The large star represents Illinois. The orange represents success, determination, and creativity, while the blue stands for trust, loyalty, and sincerity and strength. This is made by high school students. And this one, unfortunately, in my brain, since God hates us and wants us to suffer for eternity, is one of the ones I think may or may not win. Because people like stupid garbage. The butterfly in the middle of the flag is stupid garbage. The ring of stars with the one big star is also stupid garbage. The orange, I hate blue and orange. It's not that good of a color scheme. It looks weird. I don't like it. Get rid of it. By the way, usually what vexillologists like to imagine is a good rule of thumb for their flags is if it's not overly complicated and a child could draw it. Who cares if a child can draw a flag or not? They're children. They draw garbage. They can't draw anything. They couldn't draw a circle straight if they wanted to. Dumb rule, but these flags all try to apply it, except for the next one, because the next one, this slice of old glory, is also a nod to the French flag. Banners which both stood here. A single star shines our contribution to the Union. Abe's silhouette reminds us of our past, which is the blue on the right there. The red field highlights our present, Illinois, the most iconic border, formed by the mighty Mississippi. Its steady flow as progress itself cuts through our banner in white, leading us ever to the future. The flag still lacks any representation of our Illinois and Miami heritage, which should be added by their progeny. This flag sucks. I hate the negative space. Stop using negative space. God damn it. It looks like crap. This only makes sense if the flag is perfectly flat. Could you imagine this thing hanging off a flagpole? It looks like garbage. Get rid of it. I don't like it. Next one. 4 dark blue bars in this submission represent the 4 geographic features that hold the greatest geographic, economic, and historic significance in the creation of Illinois. Lake Michigan, the Mississippi River, the Ohio River, and the Chicago River, Illinois River System. The corn kernels and 21-pronged gear that form our state flower, the violet, represent agricultural and industrial foundations of our state and its status as the 21st state admitted to the Union. Okay, first off, no 2 blues. Nope. 1 blue only. I hate this soy thing people fucking do where they like have more than 1 color of blue on their flag. I hate it. Never again. You get 1 shade of a primary color per flag. Nothing else. Second, I hate the bars. They look dumb. I don't know why. I don't like bars like that. I don't like those weird stripes. They're weirdly thin. Nuh-uh. Third, the flower in the middle reminds me of like feudal Japanese war batters, the kamon they would use, right? That's what it looks like to me. It looks like this flag could be like on those little back flags that the feudal Japanese soldiers wore, the samurai had on their backs with the little flags on the backs, right? It looks like that. No, you look like a feudal Japanese warlord state. Stupid. Alright, next one. A large gold star in the center draws attention, much like the standout features of our state. Gold color symbolizes the richness in our state, people, land, and views. A horizontal blue line symbolizes Lake Michigan, separating the sky from the rich land. Two smaller lines add a neat, elegant touch. The central circle abstractly represents the view from above Abraham Lincoln's hat. Literally no one could tell that. Only the guy who made this would say that. Everyone else would be like, okay, there's a circle with negative circle space around it. I don't like the lines as elegant touch. Get this like wannabe Art Deco shit out of here. This flag would be slightly better if like there wasn't those little like white separating lines between the two blue lines on either side, right? That would look slightly better. I will at least give them credit for keeping the white on this flag, because the Illinois flag has white on it. Alright. Next one. The outline of Abe Lincoln, again, symbolizes liberty, opportunity, and the equality of all people. The outline of Illinois symbolizes the pride we share for our state. The circle of 21 stars represents our communal togetherness and honors our state being the 21st to join the USA. The white star symbolizes Chicago, and its upper right gold represents our its upper right location. Dark blue represents our blue collar attitude and industrial power. Gold represents our prairie and agricultural history. White represents our bright spirit. This one's slightly better, but I don't like the stupid star being on the right, like the top right hand. That looks weird. It'd be better if it was top than this, like the butterfly one. Also, I just don't like the negative space chuds. Get them out of here. Get them out. It's a slightly better flag than the others are. Alright, this one fucking blows. My flag uses a silhouette design of the state Illinois as the focal point, like all the other goddamn flags. I always felt Illinois had a distinct outline. 21 stars, circle it to symbolize the 21st state to enter the Union. Additionally, I used the circle design to symbolize Illinois being a kind of center of the country, whether it's geographically or from Chicago serving as a hub for train and air traffic. Finally, the blue edges represent the Mississippi River and Lake Michigan, which flank the state. Again, no two blues. I hate it. I hate it. Stop using two goddamn blues. It doesn't work. And this is just like all the other ones. They just keep copying each other with the circle of stars and the 21st star represents our 21st state. It's gay. Stop doing it. Next one. This one's a big stinker and unfortunate. It means that it might be the one they choose. The 21 stripes represent Illinois' 21st state and reflect its agricultural roots, resembling rows of crops and the open prairie. 3 6-pointed stars represent the state's 3 regions, northern, central, and southern, and their 18-point references Illinois' founding in 1818. A sun on the horizon, also featured on our current state flag, represents renewal. The colors blue for unity, green for agriculture, yellow for a bright future honor Illinois' history and natural beauty. This looks like some shit you see on a health insurance website or on a pharmaceutical website. It looks like garbage. I hate it. I hate everything about it. It sucks. Actual hot garbage. Never show it to me again. Oh, this one. Yes. The idea of mine is simply an embellishment to the existing flag. Helps to save money on an entire new design. Placing red and blue vertical bars on each end with a narrow white stripe in between the colors eliminates the seal on bedsheet look. Not overly imaginative, but practical and economic. This flag sucks. First off, it doesn't cost that much to make a goddamn flag. You don't. What is his idea here? We're gonna get all the old flags down and then just paint the lines onto it or print the lines onto it and just put the same physical flag up? No, dummy. The red and blue lines. God damn it, that sucks. It looks like Chris Chan's sweater. Alright. The last of the top 10 finalists made by some 18-year-old dummy. The flag is divided into 7 stripes in a pattern of white and blue alternating. The biggest blue stripe is Lake Michigan. Oh, could have told. While the smaller blue stripes represent the state's various rivers, such as the Mississippi and Illinois River. The center blue stripe contains 20 smaller stars surrounding a center star, which, as you could imagine, represent Illinois in the 21st state, like every other goddamn flag on this goddamn list. The small white stripes represent the state's industry and commerce, while the bigger white stripes represent the state's agriculture. While I do appreciate the simplicity of this one in a certain like aesthetic aspect, I don't like the stupid stripes. Right? Have it be bars, not even stripes. It's like, if you're gonna have... No, I hate the smaller and bigger stripes. Your stripes should be the same goddamn size. Also, the stupid star circle thing, I'm tired of it. Also, this looks like something you'd see in like a Hearts of Iron 4 mod. Or like in the Stellaris Creative Civilization option. That's dumb. Alright. Now, also on the vote are 3 official state flags they have. There's the Centennial flag, created to celebrate 100 years of Illinois statehood, and it's just a blue line with a big white star and then 20 smaller stars for reasons you could almost positively imagine. That one looks okay, but I still don't like it because it's actually still kind of boring. Then there's the sesquicentennial flag on the 150th birthday of the state. The flag is this sort of weird faded blue with 20 stars. The letter I, a shittier silhouette of the state, which looks like a red like splotch of paint, and then like 1 star on the right. That's meant to be Chicago in the top right ceremonial spot of Chicago, and it sucks. Also, the word sesquicentennial should never be said ever again in my mouth. Then we have the current flag, which I like. I like the big bird, I like the shield, the leaf, the rock, the shitty printed letters. This was adopted in 1915. I like the stupid sun that looks like a child drew it. I like the grass and Lake Michigan there and the ribbon. In 1969, they added the word Illinois to the bottom of the flag. So yeah. How do I say this? Just keep this. Maybe spruce it up a bit. How about that, huh? Get someone to draw a better eagle and a much better sun. And that's good. Yeah. I don't see a reason to change it. I don't like the stupid like what's this like of having like a solid background cover and the seal on the front. Right? It's elegant. It's interesting. A child can draw this. A child can draw an eagle with a ribbon on a rock and the shield and the leaf and the goddamn sun. Yes, they can. They do that on their own for fun. Anyways, that's my thoughts. As we all know, the worst option will be the one that will become the flag. So let's wear that stupid, again, health insurance looking one. Or maybe that stupid Japanese Hamon looking one. That blows. That was the podcast. See you later, folks.